Would you follow 6-foot rabbit if it told you the world was ending? Time is supposed to move in one direction. Cause leads to effect, past becomes present, and present becomes future. But every once in a while, a story appears that quietly suggests something else. That time may not be a line at all, but a loop, or worse, a trap. In 2001, a strange film slipped into theaters and confused almost everyone who saw it. Yet, years later, it refuses to fade away, because beneath its teenage drama and suburban quiet lies a disturbing question: what if one person had to break time itself in order to save the world? This is the paradox of Donnie Darko. At first glance, the story feels ordinary: a suburban town, high school routines, awkward conversations, and quiet streets at night. In the center of this world stands a boy who feels slightly out of the sync with reality itself, Donnie Darko. But something strange happens early in this film. A jet engine crashes through the bedroom ceiling. The impossible part is not crash itself, it is the timing. Donnie survives only because he was sleepwalking out of the house at the exact moment the engine fell. This is the where a film quietly begins to fracture reality, because the event creates a paradox. The engine that kills Donnie comes from the future, and the guide who wakes him up that night is the figure who feels less like a character and more like a glitch in a system: Frank the Rabbit. Frank does not explain everything. Instead, he gives Donnie a countdown: 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds. Then the world will end. But the real question is not whether the world's end. The real question is, what kind of the universe needs a countdown at all? The film slowly reveals that the reality Donnie is living in may not be the real timeline. Instead, it is something unstable, what the movie calls a tangent universe, a temporary branch of reality that should not exist. Imagine time as a perfect balance machine. Every event has its place, every cause has its effect. But sometimes machine produces an error, a duplicate object, an impossible event, a fracture in the code. The jet engine is that error. According to the film's hidden mythology, if the paradox is not corrected, the instability spreads until reality itself tears apart, which raises the disturbing possibility: what if Donnie's world was never meant to exist in the first place? Throughout the film, Donnie begins to notice something strange about people. Transparent liquid tunnels appear from their chests, stretching forward through space, showing the path they are about to take. These are not visions of the future, they are instructions. The characters are being gently pushed along the predetermined path, like pieces on the chessboard. Teachers, friends, even strangers unknowingly guide Donnie towards one final decision. And the center of this strange philosophy is a mysterious book written by Roberta Sparrow, also known as Grandma Death. Her book, The Philosophy of Time Travel, suggests that when a tangent universe forms, one individual becomes the living receiver, the chosen one, the person responsible for restoring the timeline. In this story, that person is Donnie, but the role is not that heroic in the traditional sense, it is sacrificial. Notice how the town behaves during these 28 days. Teachers argue about meaningless topics. Motivational speakers reduce human emotion to simple categories of fear and love. Authority figures speak with certainty about things they barely understand. The world continues its routine, unaware that reality itself is unstable. The mirrors something deeper about human nature. We assume our world is stable because our routines are stable. School bells ring, buses arrive, families sit at dinner tables. But stability may only be an illusion created by repetition. The tangent universe exposed this illusion. Underneath everyday life, the system is fragile. Then there is a Frank. The rabbit mask is unsettling because it feels both ridiculous and terrifying at the same time. Cartoonish costume with hollow metallic eyes. But Frank may not be a villain at all. In fact, he may be the mechanism that keeps reality from collapsing. Frank leads Donnie through a chain of events that appear chaotic on the surface, vandalism and confrontation. Yet every action pushes the timeline closer to correcting itself. The disturbing implication is that destruction may sometimes serve a larger balance. Chaos becomes the tool that restores order. As the 28 days reach their end, the pieces finally align. The jet engine appears again. The timeline begins to fold back into self. Donnie now understands the paradox. If he does nothing, the tangent universe will collapse violently, killing everyone around him. The fracture will spread beyond his town, beyond his time. But if he allows the engine to fall where it originally fell, into his bedroom, then the paradox disappears. The tangent universe vanishes, and the primary universe continues as if nothing ever happened. In the final moments of the film, Donnie returns home. He lies down in his bed, and something strange happens. He laughs. Not the laugh of the fear, the laugh of understanding. For the first time, he sees the entire pattern, the invisible threads connecting every strange moment, every coincidence, every person who unknowingly guided him. Time was never random, it was a puzzle, and he is the missing piece. The jet engine falls. The tangent universe collapses, morning arrives, and the world continues, slightly quieter than before. But here is the unsettling part. The people who lived through the tangent universe wake up with the fragments of memory, a feeling they cannot explain, a sense that something important happened in their dream they can no longer recall, because somewhere in the structure of the time, the echo still exists. And that raises the one final question. If one person was capable of correcting a broken universe, how many other timelines have already been repaired by someone we will never remember? Sometimes history is not written by the people who live. Sometimes it is written by the ones who choose not to.